Hello, fellow navigators. Okay, so at this point, hopefully you've looked through the worksheets for each of the 5 keys, move, think, connect, feel, empower, and you've made some notes for yourself and you've gotten an idea of some of the practices that you want to install, as well as like those kind of purpose statements, those short ways that you can remind yourself. So, the next step is to remember that the point of December is to install the things that are going to accelerate us into January, but to do it in a way that doesn't add more stress to an already chaotic and busy time. So these are things that you want to think through from the perspective of how can you do the least amount necessary, and think you are not going for 100% here, right? We are going for 70% at the most. We don't want to overextend ourselves. We just want to start making these little shifts that we're going to be able to support and sustain into January. Once we get into January, then we'll start to stabilize that and we'll start adding a little bit of energy to it. But right now, you're just first of all connecting to why it matters to you. Why is it important to be a navigator of your own life? What's the story that resonates with you? And obviously we're sharing a story as well, right? You've read about that. But in the end, it's your story, right? It's what works for you, what makes you feel best about, thinking about your life as something that you want to be able to steer in a direction that makes sense to you. And also change your mind, right? A good navigator sees a storm coming in and they have to reroute, they have to replan. That's all part of this. We're building skills and we're making installments into a bank account that's going to give us the resiliency we need just in case something happens in the future. And it's kind of funny, I'm in our dojo right now, and the whole point of a dojo is to prepare in advance, to practice for situations that we may or may not ever experience, right? So that's what navigating is. And these habits that you're putting in are just a few minutes that are like drops in a bucket that slowly fills over time. And then when you're super, super thirsty, you can take a big old gulp, right? But you've put in the time, but I'm just going to keep beating this into your heads. Yes, this is an acceleration month, but no, that doesn't mean that we're going to create all of this work and all of this stress and all of these extra things that are unrealistic. Your goal is to do the absolute bare minimum that's going to allow you to feel a sense of progress when you hit January 1st. So when you look around on January 1st, you're saying, hey, I've already got the things in place. Now it's just a matter of, what I want to do more of, what didn't work out, what do I want to change? You can make all those assessments, right? So look at those worksheets a couple more times, reflect on that a little bit more. And when you're ready, you can move on to the next section.